Guys, today we see the Kallingrad state of Russia getting self mm, independent. So let's begin. First, we see the Baltics really want now foreign Baltic Union, but with the Kaliningrad refused that. He didn't want to be Baltic, so you see Baltics show him who is power. But a little interesting, Poland uh, wants part of that too, and we see little interesting getting on. Russia still thinks the Kaliningrad is him's and claimed war on the duo. And we see Russia allies started showing, not China, because China is too strong, and if China joins, it is already winned by red team. But little more we go, we see Norway joins, and even started showing Ukraine, who actually have already pushed by Russia. So let me paint those war zones in. Now we see where more start showing. Don't mind that, guys. I close that. Even France is in Germany. We see even Britain got fault. Even Iceland, Greenland, Iberian, Turkey, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Cyprus, Egypt, Israel, and those guys got fault. Nah, you're ready. We see even started marketing fault. But let's continue. Now help with all the powers on Russia start pushing politics and helped by Belarus. Kiev is another time captured by Russia, and Belarus made landing on Ukraine to this side. And Russia got the Baltic half, Estonia side surrendered. Now we see even more pushes start the forum. Riga is captured, Vilnius is captured, and Baltic's seat pushed by Kaliningrad too. So Kaliningrad got that the Baltics off with Poland. So it's may see surrender of Baltics. Now Belarus started to go in Poland too and made Kaliningrad with Kaliningrad pushes in the Poland Warsaw is captured, Livisus is captured, planning captured the Odessa, even further pushing in Ukraine by Russia, Georgia, you see, and the Russia colonies back pushes too. Azerbaijan, you had issue with Armenia, pushing you really back, and Turkey too. Now Iran started push in north. Now Russia just accidentally killed Iran soldier, so we see issue with Russia and Iran. We see Iran be now are not their size, and what Russia did pushed Iran back in borders and pushed in with Armenia there. Now Iran said it is it. I am no longer your ally. Russia refused that and continued to push in those lands. Even managed to get more in Turkey. Now, after the same time, we see the Afghanistan had really first time to their life. Now we see Afghanistan is even further pushed, and with the same time we see the Cyprus is captured too, and Egypt you capital too, and some extra land on you. And we see Odessa after the times is captured and the Moldova is literally dead. And we see major cities going to lose in Ukraine. Dirty Ukraine surrendered because they lost really much on their power and that. Now Belarus agreed if war ends, he will join with Armenia and others, Kazakhstan and Central Asians to unite with Russia, except Kallingrad. He still wants his republic. Now, after the same time, Helsinki is captured, and Finland is starting to lose major cities on coast, and pushes are made around Finland. To the blue team see no hope, and one out at a time they start to quit for their own security, and we see Finland even surrendered. Poland surrendered, Romania surrendered, Turkey surrendered. We see even those are captured. Now we see much are changed. Even Croatia, you changed side. And did own thing too. We see blue team is ritually getting out, and we see ritually blue team is really be in issue. Now blue team is fully surrendered and let's see new borders. This be Russian, European part. Wait, let me fix one thing on here. Kallingrad have to get something out of the wars too. So I did give them some land. And with Finland, you lost really much lands on Russians. But you can still be republic. What is really good for you. But with Russian borders, they have to be open. So every Russian can enter the Finland when they wanna. Now we see the uniting thing what I said and extra land claims for of the others Europeans replace the Kallingrad. That's for replacing the Kallingrad. And we see even here Fes gain some lands and we see even here uniting. Turkey, you can stay, but you have gave you ally enemies. I first like actually accidentally say almost said allies, but enemies. You have to give them lands. And Croatia, you gains the Bosnians do and literally many lands. Now let's paint all Croatia into Croatia is now literally getting interesting looking borders. Now San Marino is Croatian too. Now what Kaliningrad got on Poland is this. And Poland can stay neutral. How can you? I close that too. No, with Poland you have to open those borders up too. and you have to close your borders with Europa, Poland, and let me paint those others in. Now these have to be painted in. You see, even what Greece have, they can annex little bit new lands, only little bit, even little bit of the Turkish. And Turkey is that, and Greece is that. Now Vatican united with Italy. Now, interesting part on here. We see Israel is replaced with enemies, and we see Israel is richly changed, and Arabia you have to gain some new lands to survive, and Iraq annexed some lands on you too. But it didn't matter because I forgot this is actually going in red team. You really got new lands, Arabia, too, and one southeast enemy got lands too. Now we see actually giant uniting of just Arabia. Now this be Arabians. Now Iraq. What you gain is interesting. You gain even Iran lands. Now Iraq and Iran is enemies too. And we see literally what happened on Iran. Well, he lose actually so many lands. And with Iran only losing lands, it fast issue. But Iran managed to get Afghanistan to the uniting, so they gained the lands back. But it is really issue because they lost some major cities and replaced it only with some cities in the Afghanistan. And with Iran being now American ally, it was really good because now when I place that there, This is Iran. Iraq managed to expand to now Turkey. You must actually get some land on Iran's too, because Russia now hates Iran, and we see those nations uniting with Russia too. Let's see what will happen if Russia reforms something. Now, let me finish paint those borders in. Mm, Now, those straight line. I fixed the straight line issue. But I forgot to say Iran and Afghanistan has not been so long united. America and Afghanistan and Iran said it'd be better if they are different countries. Well, but right now they are one. So it can stay right now that now we see we finally I painted those borders in, and Pakistan you gained some lands too. Yeah, mostly in Iran, and I didn't add India involved too because was getting one side even further win. I had Russia because mostly we have to make Kallingrad gain power. Now Syria, you gain richly giant lands. Now I forgot this is Iraq's too now. Now Lebanon, you gain some lands. What will change you forever? Now we see even further change. Now Egypt is fully only African. Now South Sudan, what you did? Well, you gained some these lands and you actually made support on north side to be North Sudan. So we have three Sudans now, and North Sudan said they be ally with South Sudan and others communist leagues. Nah, I don't like these borders on North Sudan. And Egypt had gave some lands on North Sudan too. So let me paint North Sudan better in. Now, what Egypt had to give on North Sudan is interesting. Now, this is North Sudan, and we see even further with Europe. We see Scotland has made its own thing. Mm, Sweden, you had gave some lands on the Denmark. Norway, similar thing. Now with you two, Norway, Sweden, you had to unite, and both of you had both you had to give some lands on Finland. Now we see the difference are seeable. Now we see for better that Stockholm is different country now, and even further they aid make sure you never gains Europe back. They made some Bulgarians differently looking, and others too. They want to make sure you never be power again. United Bulgaria, Romania is thing, and Austria, Hungary, Slovenia is thing. Now Benelux, we have new Beneluxen. Now this is communist. Now Brittany is now rounding Catalonia is sounding it Andorra. Now we see something what probably everyone's gonna hate. I forgot Greenland paint by then the Iceland. Now with Iceland gain some land on Greenlands. Now with Northern Ireland be now on even Ireland, and we can see even Wales is in Ireland. Now we see even further we have some newcomers here too. What blocks actually countries going out this region? No, 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 no. Dang it. I accidentally saved. Ah, wait 1 second, guys. Now let's continue, guys. I downloaded new map. Now we see with Africans different borders too. Mali is now this thing. This is new nation. South Africa. You have another country middle on you. Now we see even this accounting. Now this is different. That is no longer Angolas. We see new governments forming up. We see even Tanzania had to give someone new country. Now Somalia, you had issues, so you are due now. Now we see even those coastlines have warmed new Chile, and that's not democratic. That's communist Chile thingy, but it's not called Chile. That's called Rito, and this Rito really didn't stop to there. He gains more lands every year. He gains literally more and more Africans. And let me show you guys how he looks now. He is literally giant leg here. It is seeable. And with the United States, you had issues too. New England forms up. Now you had gave Texas independent, not real Texas borders, they are too straight. Now California had to be independent. Washington had to be independent. Alaska had to be independent. Now Michigan is independent now. And even Ohio managed to get independent. Now Florida even. Now it really mixed America. Now America is really big. Now with Arizona and New Mexico managed to get. Don't mind, guys, that Arizona and New Mexico united to be the Mexican. Now we see even New York managed to get in own independent region bigger, and we see even the what the new Chile does expanded further because the past year is already forgotten, so he expanded more. His plan is captured all the African coast into this, not the center sea. Now, what we see Madagascar have new country here. No, this is really bad. And we see South Korea, you had really big issues. Now, your new borders are richly worsened. You had be now Japan, but further issues with Japan. You had gave some land to the Soviet Union. Exactly, Russia is now Soviet Union. And further issues, Japan, you had some new country movement up here. Now Taiwan, you think it about and you agreed with China to be one nation, uniting one. Now it made China literally be on seas more, and it managed to get China really much better. Now we can see the Chinese expansion on seas is further. All this blue is Chinese on sea. So Chinese is literally expanded themselves. Now we can see Canada had issues but managed to get the new nations form up. Nova Scotland formed up, Quebec they formed up, but made those some stages form themselves in independent too, and some have been gotten half as, and even this was main new state. And we see really what happened further. Alaska can get more lands on Canadians and said he changed his government to communist. And if he said that, then Russians won't enter the Alaska by the this thing. And what they two did is really interesting. Alaska and Russia made metro to connect capitals. So Alaska capital is here. Russia, you're literally interesting. You have to make bigger movable to closer to your capital. So you made it go in other cities too, and finally get it in Moscow. And there it goes to Kalingrad's capital. And even in further in Europe, it got to this was really interesting. It really want to get in the further. It managed to get itself in Africa too, and it ended this metro ended actually up to the and that's the longest metro ever made. It ended up originally in the newest Chile, and those countries have to agree the metro is free to go in. It is not communist, and the New Chile really have to get this going. The capital to what is on here, and we see this is metro line, and we see Alaska. You did continue with the metro in Canada, and you want get itself in further. It get it in those countries, and it even managed to get into pull to closer Cuba, but here you had issue. So what those nations agreed, you have to use the Bahama to get in Cuba's capital, and there we see it made another landing in Mexico to get Mexico City and getting southern to some nations, and here even in Brazil and even Bermuda. Wait, not Peru, it's Peru, not Bermuda. And getting itself in real Chile to the Chile's capital. What is here or here? But we can now take it entirety of those borders, and we see we haven't do anything richly on Kallingrad. So let's continue with Kallingrad. Firstly, they finally agreed to be in Europe, but the issue with Europe had if they wanna be in Europe, they have to close Russian borders and open up Europe borders. Now it really made Russia think Finland did that. So another war on Finland. Russia actually started pushing in, and what the Poland did, joined Blue Team, and Kaliningrad said its chance to push further to the capture the Warsaw, and Russians start pushing into. Now Finland, you had another issue. You had issue because you had originally a big issue. Now Poland surrendered to, and what Russia now lanes to them is richly interesting. They claim that, little bit that, now even this thing, and leave Finland be cursed looking. And they said Finland, you never gonna join Europeans. And that made Finland richly lost so many lands. And Kallingrad, you claimed some land on this, and Russia, you claimed this. To leaving Poland richly the worst looking. And even further, Russia started grabbing his power further and further. Now we see Russia started grabbing his power closer to Europeans. That's looking suspicious, Russia. Why you move your military in major cities to the on those borders? And that's even Kallingrad there. Why the freaking you do that, Russia? What's your plan, Russia? Now that's even in Turkish borders. Because do you say Turkey is in Europa too? What the frick you do, Russia? Now we see finally you had claimed war on some Europeans. That's as you planned, Russia, but you didn't claim war on Kaliningrad because you thought they didn't do anything on you. But you didn't claim war on Finland too. Kaliningrad joined your side and push it further. Now Europa said, wait, we can do peace. So Russia said, if you all surrender, then I will do peace. So all of them agreed surrendering. And now we see what Russia claims of them. Now what the Kaliningrad claims on them. And others be neutral. And Russia, you managed to get yourself richly bigger and more in the Europe. Now you plan fast expand further, but you had nowhere to go because you had already war in Europe. I woke up Turkey too, and you already have to no longer close relationships with Iran, who is now virtually gained America's ally. War on China, it's useless. War on Mongolia, it's against useless because China will hate you then. war on Japan, it is really useless too. Because Japan, you had really big issues. And if just Russia claims war, he army on those Europa side have to get long time to Asia. And the, we have even here the Korea war is useless too. Pakistan it's useless because you are allied with Russia. Now Afghanistan is new country. It warring will be useless. Then we see America comes. Iraq, your ally. If you war here, it shows you do everything for the lands. Now we can see even Syria, similar thing. Now, so you had nowhere actually go except you had one. Had the you said Finland had never no longer paid your those taxes, but the countries agreed. So you made pushes in Finland and really big you get there. Finland see no chances to the Finland's record. And what you claimed on Finland's, well, you claimed so many lands on Finland and leave it similar like a shelly things. And you said on Finland if he never gonna pay again those taxes, he will take all his lands. Now we see even you may look at that bigger and Finland was so confused and didn't pay those taxes because he was confused. So after some decades, you finally Russia annexed all of Finland. What made you literally gain more power? And what you did now, Russia? Well, you agreed with Kallingrad. It is best to unite because Kallingrad is really nice place to hang out. And if you unite with him, you gain some new lands. What you haven't been opened. And you will gain new state too. So you actually did unite with Kallingrad and both you agreed to be one nation. And both agreed to use country system what is communist and continued with the Soviet Union and Kaliningrad just joined it as state. Now we see the Kaliningrad is just a state of the Soviet Union and it's really useless. So much Poland is in the Soviet Union now, and the Soviet Union will not give Poland's lands back, and the Soviet Union will continues growing because he wants gain some lands extra. Now let me finish painting those white dots in, and we can continue with the Soviet Union. Now it is now in this region. Ah, wait 1 second, guys. Now it is now time with Mongolia. You actually joined the Soviet Union war, gaining more power. The Soviets it made Soviets getting more power really easily on Asia too. And it is more land for Soviets. And like I said, it made Chinese and Soviets break up friendship. So do they break upping themselves friends? They just agreed change some border. This is now new statement series. This is insurance. This is just getting in the Russia. And those changes did look only Soviet gains some land, and Chinese just gave it to them those lands. Now we see all the Russia, not Russia, Soviet borders with the China is now finally blocked up, and China started getting really friend with Europeans and even with America. Now we see Soviet is only enemy on the NATO. China even managed to get itself powered on NATO, and others started joining. And we see even cheaters on the Soviet Union, even Alaska cheat. We see further cheaters involvement. That's really big numbers of cheaters getting there. Now we see it getting really big of cheaters numbers. Now we see it is big. Taiwan has given the independent Hananya too, but they agreed to be allies with Chinese too, and we see so much cheaters is seeable, and it managed to may look like everyone cheats on Russia, but not everyone cheats on Russia. They usually didn't think he could cheat on Russia, and some nations did think do that. So they just joined the Russia side. The news Sweden side. Now we see even further gettings. Now Croatia, you didn't think who to pick, so you just picked yourself, and we see further it goes, more we see getting in the joining sides. Now Scotland, you be red team. Now Catalonia and some more be red team, and we see much new cheaters, much the blue team cheaters duo. Now we can see it is getting quite looking like a world war. What will change all the world? Now you can see even Cuba showing a side red team. And further we go, we see some red team cheaters. Now we can see some news changing. Chile agreed if he gains all the Argentina coast, he will be red team. So, and Chile agreed if he can get more in Peru and Uruguay and even Brazil. So, those agreements are made, and it is really in getting war. Now we can see further we go, further we see it gets war. Australia is even in there with New Zealand and even New Guinea is there. Indonesia, you are cut at halves. So we see one shine one side, others shine others. Mali, you managed to get actually yourself cut at half. So this Mali shows blue team, this red team. No. And it is actually looks like it is all in World War. Except Switzerland, who is neutral. If you guys wonder when I will do the World War, I do the similar World War on here. If you guys say it in this video chat World War, I will do it next week if you guys want now. So enjoy few days and bye.